everybody. I'm finally here. Sorry, I've just had an injury and I need a Band-Aid. Welcome all new subscribers and my old subscribers. Love you guys. Hi Lisa. Hi Kim. Hi Josie. Great to see you all. I didn't come on yesterday because I just don't want people to be sick of me, you know? And yeah, it just worries me that, hello Anita, welcome. I'm just really worried that people think, oh, not you again, and that I'm annoying, and it's been a lot the last few days, hasn't it, you know? I watched Crime Stories Obsessed this morning. God love her, she got so upset about all the backlash. Oh, thanks, Josie. No, but you do worry about it. You know, you worry that people just think you come on just for the sake of coming on and getting views and stuff, and that's not what I'm about. I'm genuinely here to keep the focus on summer and to chat to you guys and see what you all think about what's happening. I have, I come across another channel that interviewed a local man. I wanted to message her to find out a bit more information, and I've emailed the local guy that she interviewed, but I haven't heard back to see if we can get permission to play their video. I'm sure, like they said, share it out and all that sort of stuff. So I don't know whether to chance it and play it, and hopefully they won't be cross and to go with it. But I'll think about it, and as we're chatting, I don't know if anyone else is a member of Spirit Seeker Squad. You know that lady? She's really sweet. Hi, Cherish. Welcome. Yes, Spirit Seeker Squad lady. She's really sweet and really nice. And she put a photo up on the weekend of this building that I've never ever noticed before. In the photo she had was screenshotted from the interview with Ainsley Daniels, and in the background you can see this photo, which I will get up in a second and share with you guys. You know how I've gone through last night and I have screenshotted heaps of photos from Chris McDonough's interview, and I don't know if you've all seen it, but there is another dwelling in the driveway of the Wells's house, and it's white and grey. It's not the one, excuse me, it's not the little shed that Chris asked if he could go into. It's another one, and it's in the background. So when I was going through, I went back through and watched the whole of Ainsley Daniels' interview as well. She's a reporter. She covered baby Evelyn Boswell's case as well. She got all the really good interviews with Megan Boswell. That was another case, but thankfully it was over pretty quick, unlike our sweet little Summer. But yeah, this building Have you all seen it? The grey and white building. It's in the background. I'll see if I can get up here and show you all. It's no, never heard of her. No. Yeah, it's in the background of. Here we go. I'll share this screen, guys, because there's so many photos, and I want to, you know how we were talking the other day about the inside of the house. I've gone through and took more screenshots of the house. How do I get my photos up? Straight window. I don't know where my photos have gone. Oh, I know. Hang on, guys. I'm getting there. It's a little bit all over the place here. I've just got to try and get in here. Allow sound. It's not bringing up my photos. Why is that? This is the house. See this? It's not a house, but this is in, so you know how they come up the left-hand side of the driveway? This is going, so you've come up the driveway, driven around the house, and you're leaving. That's the house I'm talking about. Oh, damn. This is annoying. Did you see the house? Because I can't get it back now. Hang on. Screenshots. It's been a crazy day here today, guys. As I said, I had an injury and I've tried to trim the dog. I don't understand why the photos aren't coming up there. Oh, hang on. Maybe if we go up here. I'm really sorry. I'm just trying to find where I saved all these photos. And then we can have a proper look. No. This is annoying. Here we go. See that? I've never seen anyone talk about this little house or shed or whatever it is. It actually looks like it's in better condition than the house they live in. And there's a door there, a proper window, looks like it's been painted. I just found that so weird that no one has brought this little shed up or what's in that little shed. I'm not trying to say that Summer's in that little shed or anything. I'm just like, this is bizarre to me. Very bizarre. And if we go through, look at her little paw, some t-shirt, Mummy Patrol, Jesus. And that's another thing I spotted. I think this is Yucky the dog. I know he was a tiny puppy in some of the photos, but I'm pretty sure that's him. Summer's little puppy dog sitting there with Grandis. And do you see how close she's sitting? Like, she's not missing out on a word that's been said here. She's right there. I never noticed that during the actual interview. I thought that was interesting. But she's right there having a good listen, taking in everything that's been said. And I'm pretty sure that's Yucky the dog, because on one of the share interviews, oh my God, guys, for some reason, if I come back to where you guys are, I'm going to lose. It's sharing the screen, but as soon as I come back, oh, it's still there. Absolutely wonderful. I don't know why it didn't do that before. So this is the planter. Sorry, my dog's yapping again in the background. I find this bizarre. Hi, Ladybug. Which plants did they plant on that day? Because the ones that look to be succulents look like, and this photo's taken from Chris McDonough's interview as well. All these photos are. If you look, the brown ones in the middle look to me like the ones that were planted, and by the time Chris has done his interview, it looks like they've already passed away, doesn't it? I haven't seen these pictures before. No, I got them last night, Gina. I went through heaps and heaps of video footage, and as I said, Spirit Seeker Squad lady put up a photo of that shed, and I was intrigued then and went through like second by second picking things up, and I'd never spotted Grandis sitting on that step behind Don and Candace before in the interview. And I know it's not relevant probably, but I was just like, oh, wow, she wasn't far from where the action was happening, you know, like she had to be right there to hear what was being said. You know, wouldn't you think she'd go and take the boys over to the side or something? But no, she was sitting right there taking in every word. It's just a bit. No, and to me, they're not flowers either, Miss Justice. The rest of it just looks like weeds. You know, anyway, we'll go to the next one. When I go over to the photo to move the photo, guys, I can't see the chat, so I'm not being rude. So in this photo, guys, oh, Jesus, this is driving me insane. I've got to flip-flop between the two screens. Can you see just under the interview room sticker, you can see the shed that Chris was asking, oh, can I go in there and have a look? And Candace said, oh, you can, but it's a mess. So, like, I wouldn't go in there. But over to the left, under them branches, you can see this other shed. Do you see that? And for some reason, like, there's been all this talk about the little tool shed that Donald did do his little walkthrough with. And for the shares, remember he did a walk around, or somebody did a walk around of the property, and they went inside that little tool shed that Chris was talking about, and it was really gross. And there was just shit everywhere. But nobody's asked about this other little shed. Is that the shed where the drunk old guy used to stay? Because he obviously wouldn't have been in this little messed up tool shed, would he? You know how Ali said, oh, there's a drunk old guy and he used to stay in the shed. And that bothered me back then because I thought, how would someone sleep in that little rundown, horrible, although the house isn't much better, but you get what I'm saying. It's not very big. But when you look at this other dwelling, someone could definitely be staying in there, couldn't they? It's just interesting to me. Now, the photo, yes, and it looks quite large too, and it's got a proper window. Anyway, that's the tool shed that Chris wanted to go into, and the other one's further down to the left. This is Candace going back in to lock the door from the inside. We talked about that the other day. And I don't know. That's Summer's bedroom. And remember yesterday we were talking about, we'll get back to them flowers in a minute too, because I think that's interesting. A few things I picked up here. So this is in the background. From what I can gather, this doorway leads into their laundry / toilet / shower room, bathroom. There's no doors. There's no separation whatsoever. No privacy, which I think is downright medieval. But you can't see much else through the clutter. So it's not like she was in there for that period of time she said she was doing laundry. I can't see that she did a whole lot of stuff in there. And in every photo, there's just crap everywhere, isn't there? This one, oh dear Lord. Where do you start? And you look at the electrical, might be on the next one. Look at all the electrical wires hanging down here, there, and everywhere, guys. Like that, if you take the essay out of it and all the other assumptions and allegations of what has been done to these kids, it's not only that, as we were saying the other day, it's the state of the house. And being in the construction industry, like I know years ago when we were building our first house, if one of the other contractors, right, so if there was an electrical subby that was doing work on his family home, my husband and he would barter. So I'll do some drywalling for you if you do a bit of electrical for me. And you didn't have to lay out money and cash to get things done. Like you had to be really careful who you had these agreements with. But this is like 20 years ago, and we don't do it so much anymore because we were burnt a few times doing that. But, you know, you can't tell me that with all these fellas he works with that he couldn't get a hand to do some stuff to his house. I don't know why, but it's aggravating the bejesus out of me that all this electrical stuff's just lying around and it's not safe. No, Patty, Not in any way, shape or form. I'm surprised that, one, it hasn't burnt down, or two, someone hasn't been electrocuted. And there we go. There's another scenario. Did she get electrocuted in that house somewhere? Because it's possible, just like every other theory out there. It's just a lot. But yeah, they're just everywhere. Like even the lights are just hanging off cords, off power packs. Everything's just everywhere. Do you see this? Look at them all. And they're not even secured up properly. You can see where he's tried to line the inside of the walls. It doesn't look like, this side doesn't look like it's been painted or whatever. I just don't understand how. Yeah, I know the basement is way worse, but the photos I screenshotted off the basement, you really can't see that much. Like, and there's not a lot down there, let's be honest. There's not a lot, honestly, where them kids slept. I just can't get it out of my head. It drives me insane. There is no excuse for that bedding. And I don't care how poor you are, every child deserves their own space for sleeping and their own linen and things like that. Like, we'll have a camp out because we're in lockdown, as you all know. We'll have, like, the girls and I will bring out the, what do you call them? The inflatable bed things. Like, seriously, even an inflatable bed is better than sleeping on a thin foam mattress on the floor. Anyway, we'll bring out the inflatable bed and put it in the lounge room, and, you know, we'll have little camping nights and things like that. These kids didn't even that is better than what these kids are sleeping on day in, day out in their family home. And that is enough to get them taken without all the other crap that they've had to deal with. It is sad when people live this. It says much about their mental health. Poor kids. Yeah, I understand that she's got problems. But Grandis has been there also. And as a grandmother, surely she could pull a finger out and say, righto, Candace, let's get this shit organised. Like, it's not. And I know it's probably a generational thing where I know Grandis, I've seen a couple of photos of the inside of her caravan, and it doesn't look much better, I suppose. So maybe she wasn't that great of a help. But if you've got 4 kids, like, I can't stand it. I get so irritated when the kids are just left, because we're homeschooling at the minute, for instance. Our dining area looks like a mess. We've got books and paper and, you know, pencil cases everywhere and all that sort of stuff. And even that is enough to drive me insane. And when I'm homeschooling, I'm sitting here thinking, oh, I should be doing this and I should be doing that. And yeah, Miss Justice, the trailer isn't much better, is it? So maybe it's a monkey see, monkey do type. And let's face it, that's what kids do. Yeah, they are slobs, but it's righto. So this is toilet paper, and there's a few areas where there's toilet paper just lying around. Why not put it where it goes? Like, that's not a big deal. Go and put that toilet paper in the toilet area. Like, I would flip my shit big time. I just can't stand. Yeah, anyway. Between the electrical and everything. Now, this is the first room, guys, that she first walked into. It's not too bad. is it? You can see the 2 bunk beds there. It doesn't look too bad. Like, everything's sort of neat and tidy and stuff, and they use it for Kleenex. Yeah, maybe. But you don't need like a 9-pack of Kleenex sitting on top of mounds of other stuff, you know. I can't stop thinking about bacteria. Like, is the bedding? No, I don't think that bedding's clean. As I said, the photos I got, Miss Justice, are really, really crappy because it's so dark. And that's another thing. Why? If it's a playroom, like Candace said, the boy said, she's down in the playroom, Mum, playing with the toys. This is going to sound repetitive because I said it the other day, but that playroom, I'm sorry, it's not a playroom. Playrooms are supposed to be happy little fun places. Just because there's a couple of rubber foam mattresses thrown on the floor, and Summer didn't have toys like normal little girls have. Like the other day we were talking about it, remember? And most little girls have, do you guys call them push carts? Little dolly prams? We call them prams over here in Australia. But most little girls, not all of them, I'm not saying every single little girl on the planet has to play with dolls and stuff, because I've got one little granddaughter and she loves the cars and trucks and all that, and that's totally fine. But you would think she would have little dolly prams and babies and dolls' houses, you know, them sorts of things. There's nothing there like that. Well, I don't know, Miss Justice, if that was meant to be the living room, but didn't she say that Ali said the boys had to be separated, sorry, from where Summer was sleeping? So the boys had to come upstairs. Hi, Ella, a baby stroller. Yeah. Most little girls have baby strollers and, you know, dolly cribs and all that sort of stuff. I didn't see anything like that Summer played with. Yeah, I'm too scared to muck around too much because I'll lose you guys again. There's more photos up here though. But that shed. Now, go back to that plant. Just hang on, guys. I'm trying to get to a specific photo. See this? This annoyed me. This photo, if I make this big, is that better? It looks like, to me, nothing was transplanted. Because wouldn't you think these ones lying around here that look like they've been there for a while as well would have been transplanted? I don't know. Like I said, we're all just speculating, but there's one, that little white pot in the center. Sorry. I have to get a drink in a second. This little one in the center here looks like a bought one. But if you go back to the pot, they don't look like they've just been planted. Like Summer might have put the rocks in there and then put a little Paw Patrol in there, but I don't believe they were just planted, because The ones that are dead in there look like they've been there for a while dead, and the other ones to me don't look like flowers or succulents. They look like weeds, but I could be wrong. What do you guys think? What are they doing cooking pot plants? Yeah, I don't know. But that doesn't look newly planted, does it? And I know it was a month after Summer went missing, but the greenery that is in there does look like weeds. 100%. I'm trying to get back to that other one. This one. Come back here. Like, wouldn't you think she would have potted some of these? I just found the photo interesting. Were they even potting plants? So that's directly beside Grandma's caravan. That photo of the scrub. And that one. Mum Patrol. That's the photo again. That's the other plant. That's the one with Chase on the case. And that does not look newly planted to me either. They do. They look like old plants, don't they? And it's not, if it was a cutting, it wouldn't be like that right now, I don't think. Recently retired. I had clients of all ages, primarily adults and elders, and some children, which are the hardest. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just go through these though. Oh, it just drives me insane. I couldn't imagine succulents dying that quick. And I would have planted some of the ones she already had up there. But this is over a month ago too, guys, so it had a month. Them little plants had a month to die because Chris come into the picture about a month after Summer went missing. See, here's the swing and there's that building. Why hasn't anyone talked about the building? Children do not have a voice. Glad to see people having a voice for them. Like, as I said, this is commentary and we're just talking about everything that's happening. It's not to uncover, like, I don't think I'm going to crack this case and, you know, be a star. That's not what it's about. It's just about bringing Summer out and keeping her name alive. And my God, this little girl has some support, doesn't she? Like, seriously, there's so many hundreds and people covering this and new ones popping up every day. It's just awesome. I know, Miss Justice, I feel the same way. I'd love to go there and just clean it up. Throw out the junk. It's crazy. She did love that swing. But as Chris said the other day too, you know, and that's why I saved this photo as well, to show that the building's in the background. But even Chris said, you know, could she have whacked her head on that tree when she's playing on the swing? Because she didn't hold back on that swing, did she? Like, oh my God. She was giving me a coronary on them couple of TikTok videos where she's, I don't know how she didn't, like, the way she was going round and round and round and round. I do it 3 times and I'd be flat on my bum, I'm afraid. But yeah, she seemed to really go hard on that little swing. It's a wonder she could still talk while she was doing it, but she did. She just loved it, and that just makes you smile when you think about the videos that we've seen of her. She was always so full of life and energetic, and just seemed like she loved doing all these sorts of fun little girl things. But she's a little rebel as well. You can see that in her character. Oh, hello, Annette. Yeah, I don't think. If they're on supervised visits, which has come out that when they do see the boys, they are supervised. They're supervised for a reason, and we've talked about that too. That means whether it's verbal or physical or whatever, they are worried for the boys while they're around their mother and father. And that can be emotionally or physically or whatever, but they have to be supervised the whole time they're with them. So, and it's usually in a facility away from the home. Because I just don't think that would be allowed, that they'd be allowed to go home to visit, whether they're supervised or not. They're usually in a independent place. Hi, Fonda. Thanks for coming in. Yeah. But yeah, this is going to drive me crazy until I wonder if, is it Jackie Wilson? Is he the guy that went and did the little dog trail video? Hi, Nikki. Yeah, that's what I was saying before, Nikki. I get really, really frustrated when there's just stuff everywhere. You know, my brain literally cannot handle it. I've just got to get it done. Where's that Ashley Marie? Oh, she's a cheeky little one. She's so cute. Here she is. Hi, Ashley Marie. Oh, you've still got a yeah, if I think about summer outside and in all them little videos where she's having a ball, it just changes your mood, doesn't it? Like you're just like, oh my God, she's just having the best time ever. But I can also see how she would be a handful. How's them bugs and moths, Ashley? Oh, here she goes. She's got them cigarettes up there. I had one just before I started, so I haven't started withdrawing yet. But yeah, we'll go to another one. Which way was I going, guys? I get myself confused. You can see it better in this photo, that building in the background. And it does look like it's been looked after. And that's the tool set. That's the swing. That's when they're walking up there. I'm just trying to get back to where we were. So this is the bedroom. Come on now. This is not a bedroom, guys. Like, I can't even see what this thing here is. Clearly. I did crop these photos, but it really didn't help too much at all. This is the light. That's the only light in that room. It's disturbing, isn't it? It's not a playroom. It's not a bedroom. It's not okay. She does tease me. It's quite funny. She had me also on the weekend I did a live, and I was in my studio up the back, and it's about the same, no, probably a bit further away than Grandis's shed to Candace's house. And I don't have a toilet in my studio. And I'm saying to the chat, guys, don't make me laugh because we could have a situation. So what happens? All the chats, cracking jokes and everything. And I had to end the light because I really had to go to the toilet. And then the other day, Ashley Marie starts, because I said, I really need 1,000 subscribers so I can live stream from my phone. And then I can go outside and have a cigarette and stay on longer. And then little Miss Ashley Marie starts giving me grief about smoking. And it made me want one even more. And it was really fun. It's sort of, I like having a laugh as well. That room definitely looks like a storage room, but an empty one. Definitely not where kids. No. Would you want to play down there? Even if you're an adult, would you want to take your computer and stuff down there? Let's go down there and hang out. Like, hell no. Let's be real. No one on earth would want to be in there. Except that's where they put their kids. And that's what has come out, is that's where they would. And that makes sense to me. You know how Don Buchanan let out of the bag that the kids were abused and punched and kicked and locked down there? Like that door, if Candace and Don have locked it, them kids can't. Well, I suppose they're old enough to open the door and escape, but the only other way out is coming out through that horrible little staircase, and they're going to be seen if they leave up that way. I don't know. It's just scary to me. Like, I wouldn't let me dog stay under there. And I'm not even joking. Although they're naughty sometimes, I think, oh my God. But yeah, it's horrible. Like, there's not even, I get it that there's not even like a poster or something on the wall to make it even, you know, a little bit inviting. There's just nothing there. And having a few bracelets in a plastic tub, I'm sorry. That's, I don't know. It just makes me more and more angry, guys. And because Summer's bedroom's over that, you can't really see. But they're the mattresses underneath here that are thrown on the floor. And as we said the other day, you don't have to be super, super rich to buy a few cheap bed frames. I told you to wear defense. You did tell me to wear defense. Well, I wasn't going up there today just in case I had to fly to the loo. Why couldn't she clean that? I don't know, Fonda. I don't know. Laughing out, Miss J. It's just bizarre to me. It really is. And I don't think it's because she's got a low IQ either. There's just no, sorry, I've actually got a photo as Chris was coming down the stairs. Do you see how there's no ceilings either? See here, that's just the open framework of the floor from upstairs. So directly above this part would be where that okay room was. So Don and Candace look like they have an air conditioner in their window. But it'd have to be super, super hot down there. And this is where they go down to get downstairs. And there's stuff everywhere. Look how dark that hole is there, though, guys. I would be flat on my face. I don't know. Whole thing's just creepy to me. And there's our wash area again in there somewhere. I suppose if you're behind all that stuff there, you might have a bit of privacy with all them racks and stuff. Ashley Marie. My daughter's room walls are covered with pictures we've coloured together and her favourite little LOL dolls and Peppa Pig posters. Posters are so cheap. Yeah, exactly. It does bother me too. Like one of our granddaughters has just turned 12, so she's sort of little Miss preteen, and she's outgrown, like she's into the more contemporary clean lines and no posters and stuff, but she still has her room really, I wouldn't say it's clean and tidy all the time, because this morning I had a fight with both of them that they had to do their bedrooms. But do you know what I mean? They have pride in their bedrooms, and they do hang out in there a bit. But little ones do love to have their favourite little posters on the wall and make it a happy little place. Basements are cool. It isn't really hot in a basement. We don't have basements in America, Jenny, so yeah, I wouldn't have a clue what it's like in a basement. So that's interesting. So it'll be heaps cooler down there. Oh, it's just... And where was the fireplace of wood stove? That's a question for you guys. I don't know. And I was going to Google it, and I thought, no, I'm going to ask the chat tomorrow. So it would be heading into fall. We call it autumn, but it'll be heading into autumn over there soon, wouldn't it? Basements are cool, damp, and mouldy smelling. Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't know about that. So in Tennessee, where the Welleses live, in Hawkins County, what are the winters like? Do they get snow and yeah, I don't know anything about that. And as I said, I was going to Google it last night, and I thought, no, I'm going to talk about that with the chat tomorrow and see what the winters are like there, because I have no clue. And what sort of heating, because you know how he was asking for firewood when they were asked what they needed, he said firewood. And we don't need anyone to come out here and help find our daughter, but we need firewood. It's rare they get snow. Okay, because I was curious about that. I was wondering what their terrain will be like in the next couple of months, like for searches and things like that. It's rare they get snow. Yep. Never gets old. Listen to what you have to say. You're a sweet lady. Oh, thank you, Sherry. Thanks so much. And welcome. Yeah, that's interesting, isn't it? So there won't be any snow, so they will be able to keep searching on the ground. I used to live 20 minutes away from Memphis, Tennessee. It gets cool, but nothing like where I am in Illinois. The terrain, I'm sure, during the cold months dies. Really? So the vegetation might die off and not be as thick. Is that what you're saying, Ashley? Because that could be helpful. That's why I was thinking about it last night. I thought, is it going to get worse for searching because there's going to be snow everywhere and then they have to wait for the snow to melt and all that sort of stuff, or will the terrain stay mostly the way it is? Yes, but they had firewood. There was a pile of it at the bottom of the driveway that someone donated, and I still don't know if he brought it up to the house. No. In the video I watched last night, I think it was Jamie Wilson's video, the wood was there in that video as well, and that was around about the time that Chris went there. So, yeah, I don't know. But I do know it was donated. But you don't see a heater in any of these photos either, like all the tall weeds and brush. That is going to be helpful, Ashley, don't you think, guys? If the tall weeds and the brush and everything dies out more, then it might be better for searching. Because look, I'm going to go out on a limb, and hopefully this other creator lady doesn't get angry with me. And play this video. Where's the fly? Yeah, I know. That's what I can't find in any of the video from Chris. And seriously, if there was one in that kitchen area, a wood burning stove, that is an epic disaster waiting to happen. I'm surprised it hasn't burnt down already. It gets cooler here late September, so I'm hoping it does there too. Yeah. At least it's not going to be covered in snow and people won't be able to keep looking. I'm going to find this. 4, 2, 1. Hang on, guys. I'm just getting this video up for you to watch. You all have probably seen it already. Where did it go? Sorry, I put it in there. Wrong space. Now I can't spell. Okay. I don't think she'll mind too much. And I'll have to wear it if she does mind, I guess. We might get in trouble, guys. She's a new channel as well. I'm quite envious, though. She's doing really, really well. Hit those thumbs up. Oh, thanks, guys. Thanks, Ashley. So I watched this last night. We'll stop sharing because we'll do that. And this girl has got like 270 subscribers overnight. And I thought, my God, she's going to be outside smoking before she knows it. I was a bit jealous. Here we go. So in this video, her sound and stuff, she struggles big time with issues. She can't hear him at times, and then other times he can't hear her. So he's in a stormy area. And a shout out to all the guys that have been affected by Hurricane Ida. How devastating was that, and scary. Yeah, so this lady interviewed. Have you guys seen it? True Crime Commentary's little video with the local guy. Is there a chimney or stove or pipe in any of the pics? I don't know, Danny Mac. I'll have to go and check that out. I really hope she doesn't get angry. But she's a new channel, so maybe she'll be fine with it. Hopefully. You haven't seen it, Josie? it's awesome because this guy knows direct people who work with Don. So it's not just about him and his group doing boots on the ground searches, which they're doing consistently. It's about the interview questions about Donald and work. And it's very, very important. And that's why I want to share it. And I'll just wear it if she's cross with me. But I think she would be like me. If it was me and I had this information, I would want as many people to share it out as possible. So, yeah, I'm just going to wear it if she's not happy with me, but I'm pretty sure she won't. I'm not trying to steal it to get my own views or anything, but the more people that know about what's going on out there, the better, right? You haven't seen it, Nikki? Okay, I'll be quiet for 5 minutes. It's really hard for me sometimes. Hi, Sandy. Welcome back. Okay, I'm going to try really hard, guys, to be quiet. So just be aware that the sound does go in and out.
Hopefully. I need to switch it to your little icon. Nobody wants to see that little T. Okay, let's see. There we go, that's better. So,
okay.
For everybody who is watching right now, I wanted to thank our guest. Oh my gosh, that feedback is so annoying. So here's what's going to happen. As I'm talking, I'm going to take the earbuds out of my ear. And when you answer, I'll put them back in.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay. So for everybody who's tuning in right now, I wanted to thank 423 Chase for coming on and talking to us about what's going on in the area with Summer Wild and the things that he's doing to help find her. I did see earlier that he was going to talk to one of the, I guess, maybe, what was it, like the food city people? Was it like the managers, or tell us about that?
Yeah, we have two major grocery chains in this area, I guess you could say. One being Food City and the other being Ingles. And Food City was closer to me. Ingles is their home bases in Black Mountain, North Carolina, which I will be hitting them up next. But the Food City over here, there was a lady sent me or left a comment on one of the videos, and I've got to give credit to her because it was her idea. And if you go to the videos, you can see who it was. I cannot remember her name right now to save my life, and I feel bad for that because she deserves all the credit. But I spoke with Food City today, and if they can get this approved, I mean, guys, we're talking anywhere from 25,000 flyers being given out in a weekend. I mean, that's, and maybe even more. I mean, because you figure just in this area alone, there's 5 food cities. And they go everywhere from here to Southwest Virginia, Eastern Kentucky, all the way down to Knoxville. I mean, we're talking a lot of grocery stores. And you imagine doing that for a week. How many people go in and out of grocery stores? I mean, come on, this would be amazing, So I just, keep your fingers crossed, but I don't see a problem with it. I think they'll be more than glad to do it. And I just wanted everybody to know that when we went out, there was seven of us went out Saturday putting up flyers. We got almost 500 flyers, and no business turned us down. Nobody turned us down whatsoever. So I don't know where that.
Isn't that interesting? So this little group of people have gone around to every business. You know how Donald was saying that they don't want the stuff in their windows. And he's had an excuse for every reason why he didn't want to go around to businesses and distribute them. This guy's just quashed that straight up in the first 5 minutes.
That's coming from. I mean, I know businesses have rules, but we had no problems whatsoever.
So whenever you went to the food city and talked to the people, were you able to speak to somebody? What did they say? They
Yes.
said, yeah, or
I spoke with one lady, and she said, everything is we live in a higher up world. You gotta, one person has to get the next person, the next, but she was really excited about it, and she, basically we're just waiting on approval. That's it.
yeah.
Like I say, I don't see any problems at all with it. I think it's going to go great.
So I remember Dawn saying that the local businesses were having issues with people wanting to put their flyers up. And you're saying that's not the case, that people are letting you put the flyers in the window?
I'm telling you right now, we went downtown Kingsport, Center Street, Church Street, went all the way up and down Stone Drive, which if you get the area, there's not really a lot in Rogersville where I'm hitting at. So we're trying to stay more in Kingsport because there's Rogersville and Hawkins County is more of a rural area, and Kingsport's more of a city, so there's more people. So we're trying to get, a lot more. That's basically the only place that's got a lot of businesses in the area to do it at. Rogersville has a few. As a matter of fact, I do know there's some stores in Rogersville that do have flyers up. I've been there, I've seen it. But, it bothered me because I started hearing that from people. And, like I said, I did not have any trouble whatsoever. None of our people did. We weren't turned down anywhere. They were happy to take them. So.
Wow. That is a 100% opposite of what has been told so far. That's crazy.
Yes, ma'am.
So, what exactly was the turning point for you where you decided that this needs to have some boots on the ground operations going on? What made you feel so compelled to do that? Because I know in our own way we're all trying to help find summer, but are these things you've been doing from the start, or have you been was there a point in when you just couldn't sit by anymore?
Well, when we first heard about it, it was actually on June the 15th. How you get the alert on your phone when they finally turned it to an Amber Alert. And I thought, my first thought, because I know that area well, my first thought, and I can remember it like it was yesterday, I thought, oh my God, there's been a bear or a snake got this little girl, a snake bitten, because it is true, there's wildlife in that area. Okay. Mm-hmm. So I went on thinking that for maybe, a couple of weeks. And, the more searching and then the more interviews, and
everything, that went out of my mind, because when you start finding the times out that she was supposed to have disappeared, there's no bear going to be out like that in broad daylight, not with all those dogs. And you know, so I got thinking, I kept thinking and kept thinking, and you know, I thought, why is this not on the news anymore? Why is nothing happening? You know, so a friend of mine, he works for me, and he said, "Have you watched this on YouTube?" And I said, "No." I said, "The only thing I watch on YouTube is, you know, jokes and funny stuff, you know." So
Yeah.
anyway, I started watching it, and I thought, this isn't right. Something's wrong. So I got myself, 2 people that work with me. There's an off-duty officer. There's an EMT, actually 2 EMTs. There's about 8 of us at all times. And we just went out here and started looking. I thought, you know, something's got to be done. So, you know, we went out doing the flyers. We went out doing, you know, searches. I mean, you know, you go around here and you ask, you know, you got to have permission. But like I say, we've lived in this area all of our lives. We know a lot of people in the area. You just, all it takes is go up and knock on the door, and they start letting, you know, they'll let you do anything once they know it's for this 5-year-old little girl. So, and
So
that's
you're
just,
saying that the locals are not having any problems with you doing property searches in their property?
No, ma'am. They come out and help us. You know, well, like take for instance, I think it was Friday. We had an 86-year-old man walking his back creek with us. I mean, these people they want to help. You know, there's a lot of love for that little girl in this area, and she, you know, she needs to be found, and that's what we're not going to give up until she's found.
Yeah. And I know so many people wish that they could be there searching too. I can't tell you the amount of people who have lost sleep just trying to connect dots, because everything that falls out of the parent's face is absolute trash.
Well, that's a lot of what I don't understand. If you know, and all we can go on is what they say. I mean, Candace, from what I can understand, Candace said it was 2 minutes that she took Summer over to the house and was in there for 2 minutes. Now here's what I don't understand. If that little girl came out of that house on her own, where, to me, there's 2 places she would have went. She would have went to her swing, or she would have went back to her mom and grandmother
Where she just came from.
Absolutely right, Ashley.
Now, the other story is, if someone was down there waiting on her, would they not have been in there for all day with those 3 boys? I mean, weren't the 3 boys at home that whole day?
Yeah, that's what they said.
None of it makes sense to me. And, you know, like I say, if you're 1,000 miles away, you can't really get a grasp of what's going on as if you're right here in the area. And like I say, it's not many mixed, you know, feelings here in this immediate area, you know.
Yeah. Chasing Justice just joined us, and I wanted to allow her some time. She said she doesn't have very long, but I wanted to allow her some time to talk about a case that she's working on, which I think you did speak to her about. And I just want everybody to pay attention to this story because it's very important, and she's covering it, and she's doing a good job with helping the mom. And so I'm just gonna be quiet now and let her talk while we still have her.
Okay.
Go ahead. Let's see. She says, if I drop off, I'll try to get back on. Internet is super slow. So she is covering it on.
I didn't hear that one, Miss Justice. I heard Ashley, not Ashley, I've got Ashley on the brain now. I heard Ali say in one of her interviews that the eldest boy was drinking and stuff. But I must have missed a bit about them drinking. It sure is mind-boggling. Your brain just doesn't stop, does it? It just keeps going over every word, every theory. But this guy is very knowledgeable of the area and of Don's schedule, guys.
Her YouTube, and it's Crime Scene Uncovered. So if everybody want to go over there and make sure you see what she's been working on with this case. So just you can just start talking whenever you are able to. Until then, I'll just keep talking to 423. And my next question would be,
That's true too, Red.
and the people that you talked to out there, what is the consensus? What is the feeling in the air?
Well, most of the people you talk to here, they don't really come out and say that the parents actually did it, but they do say that they know more than they're telling. And, I don't know if it's just the way they're talking, the way they try to explain
And this is what
the way they're telling the story or whatever, but
guy in chat said the other day as well,
it
didn't he?
doesn't add up to me.
He was saying the same thing.
And maybe I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, but it doesn't add up to me. I think they know more than they're saying. Somebody knows, and somebody needs
Absolutely.
to open their mouth so this child can be found. And the longer it goes on, the more aggravating it gets. And it's not going to get any better for anybody.
It's pretty surprising because somebody else that I was talking to said that they're surprised that Dawn and Candace haven't been run out of Rogersville already, so Rogersville can continue on with the business of being Rogersville. Do you think that's an accurate observation?
Yeah, I do, and that's what we don't want to happen. I mean, you don't want.
I know, Red.
You don't want one bad thing turning into two bad things or three bad things or so on and so forth. I mean, these, like I say, it just takes one crazy person to do something to mess everything up, and that's what nobody wants. And that's what I try to stress so much when there's people arguing and fussing on here. It doesn't matter right now who did what. Let's keep it on Summer. Let's find this baby. I mean, I pray to God she is still alive, and if she is, she's going through hell. So, if everybody would put all their resources together and find this youngin', I mean, it breaks your heart. It does.
Really does. And you can hear the emotion with this fella.
I heard him say tonight. Now this is what got me. I don't know if anybody else heard it, but I heard it. He was on a channel there,
I've got
and
goosebumps
he said
all over, guys.
that he took off work today and went searching, but the people wouldn't let him search on their property. I don't have. We
okay, Deanie Mac. Good night.
At all. I mean,
Thanks
everybody has been more than willing to just like I said, they will even go out and look with us. I mean,
This is
I
important
wonder if
nobody's
it's
too.
gonna
because
tell
it's
you.
him.
That may be. That may be. If that's the issue, then so be it.
This is so
But
cool.
people will let you search. I mean, we're not having any trouble at all. And there's people out here looking. I mean, please, if you live away from here, don't think that people are not looking for this little girl. I don't know how many hours we have into it. And
And
that
you
don't
said
matter.
that you guys have a drone you're using too, right?
We have 2 drones. Yes, ma'am.
That's amazing. And you guys go check out his YouTube because he has videos driving around the Meadows subdivision where Don was working, and I believe still is working. But just kind of giving you a lay of the land. He also did a video driving to the wetlands, the water park over there, and then showing how close the wetlands is to the Meadows. And just if you want to get a feel and have a look at what exactly it looks like over there, then go head over to his YouTube page.
I've subscribed. I haven't checked them out yet though.
You can see it's not easy terrain. I mean, it's rough. I mean, it's rough searching in a lot of these areas.
I have some pictures. So let me see. These were sent to me yesterday.
Miss Justice, hang on. So, Miss Justice, I don't know much about this either, but because he was convicted of having that firearm in his vehicle, does that mean he's not allowed to have a firearm at all now? Is that what would happen? I really, really hope I'm wrong because I want her to be found alive. I think we're all like that, Ashley. I know this, what all the statistics say about, the first 2 hours is the critical time of whether she's alive. But I think in our hearts, everybody still wants her found alive and well and being looked after. But it's just the not knowing. Nobody knows. And every morning I wake up, I'm like, is today going to be the day? Please, Jesus. Please, Father God, Lord, help now.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen.
Hi, Irene. Oh, thank you for that. A muzzle loader.
I don't know if everybody can see that. Let me see. Why isn't it working?
That's technology. Don't you love it?
Oh, because I didn't click share screen yet. Or maybe I did. I don't know. Share. Oh, I have to actually click the. There we go.
And why is that red? Why is there never any physical reaction to anything?
Is it sharing?
Yeah, I know, Ashley. It happens all the time. And I think that's
Jason,
why.
you ready to tell your story?
Sorry, I got to say this. I think that's why the whole true crime community do analyze every every vigil, every interview, every little thing that is, you know, out in technology, because how often has that happened? You know, not only with child killers, but with any murder or missing person, you often see the perpetrator in the search team, or asking lots of questions to law enforcement and all that sort of stuff. Like, it happens all the time. They will insert themselves into the investigation in some way, shape, or form. So that's why sleuthing communities do analyze every single person, because we know that happens. Not to have a weapon. Okay, thanks for that. And I wasn't sure what a muzzle loader was. Is that like a, what do you guys call them? We call them slug guns over here. They're just like a little, they have a tiny, tiny little pellet. Michael Vaughan's parents are saying nothing. I'm going to do another live about Michael Vaughan a bit later, because it's getting messy too. But I'll talk about Michael Vaughan after we get through this. But yeah. And hi, Charlie. I haven't seen you before in chat. Thanks for coming in. But yeah, it is all getting messy over there with Michael Vaughan's case as well. They reckon they're partying and stuff. So it's 32 days today for
You guys
Michael.
hear me?
Okay. Yay.
Yay! Okay,
I
I
can
only
hear
have
you.
a minute, so
Thanks
sorry,
for
guys.
subscribing. I've got news
yes,
on
I had
subscribers too when we
covering
finish.
the story of Aaron Shane Key.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
He was killed basically 28 months ago, and it was made
This
in
is
lieu of
heartbreaking
suicide.
too.
A lot of corruption, a lot of crazy things going on with it. I've already done part 1 with his mom, and tomorrow at 4:15 on my other channel, which is Crime Scene Uncovered, we'll be going over part 2 of his story.
Okay.
And I've listened to that interview with her, and that was a hard listen. But it's important, and I encourage everybody to go over to Crime Scene Uncovered, and don't make the mistake I did. Whenever you type crime scene, it's not how it's actually spelled. It's crime scene, SEEN. So don't make the same mistake I did. So if I can ask you, and you don't have to answer, but I am going to ask questions because I know that you know people and stuff like that.
Okay.
There is a misconception going around that Don may not have been at work that day at all. What do you have to say about that?
No, he was at work that day, but he was not at work all day. He was there,
But there was a time where he left and came back, and this is from credible people that do the same thing he does. He was gone sometime between
Oh, good, Ashley.
3 and 3:30. Was not there. He was not at the Meadows then. No, he wasn't. And TBI already knows that. So, I mean, it's not like, anybody's saying anything anybody doesn't know. But no, man, he was not there. He did leave.
Boom, guys.
Well, a lot of people didn't know it because whenever I said it, people were, that was the first time that anybody had heard it. And I was quite afraid, actually.
No, don't be afraid because he did leave. He did leave and go back. That I mean, they know that. It's not like see things get lost. I mean, we're human. We want to know more. We want to know this. We want to know that. And humans, we're the most impatient creature there is. We want everything right then. We want answers right then. And people, they hear something, but they don't hear it. But yeah, he did leave, and that is known. But like you said, a lot of people didn't know that. But it is the truth.
Yeah, see, LJ in chat just said, I never heard that, and I watch everything.
I think we all watch everything, don't we?
That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, but he did leave, and that is from people that do the same thing that he does at the same place. See, you got Tucker Building is not just Tucker Drywall. I mean, everything they're doing in the meadows over there is by Tucker Building. It's Tucker Building, it's Tucker Construction, it's Tucker Drywall, Tucker Plumbing. I mean, you can Google it and find and see for yourself. I mean, they don't just do drywall. If you go right through the meadows at the new buildings, you're going to see a sign, Tucker Buildings. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I mean, I would hire Tucker Buildings to build my house. They are good people. They're, they've always had a good, good reputation. So I'm not trying to bash on them at all. But, they're good. They're good at what they do.
Chasing, you're back. Are you able to talk some more?
Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
go ahead.
We're getting all the residual rain and wind from the storm. So my internet keeps going out. So I'm going to try to make this quick.
This
So
is
in part
sad.
one, we went over kind of like the basics about what happened. Tomorrow, we're going to really dig in and focus on that day, what happened on Turkeytown Road. As I've been working with his mom, we've uncovered a lot of crazy stuff that goes on out there.
This is relevant
And
too, guys.
it's not something to take lightly, but apparently this kind of stuff, I mean, everything that people have speculated about, like the drug trafficking, the sex trafficking, all of that stuff is really going on in Tennessee as well as other areas. And something has got to be done about it because
Exactly,
with
Miss
everything that
Justice.
has, there's no way that Aaron killed himself. And I believe that 150. Our main goal, we would like to.
I'm sorry. Can you say again what the location of this case is?
It happened on Turkeytown Road.
And that's in Tennessee.
Yes.
Yeah.
The house that it happened at, it's a family that has been there for 5 generations. So we'll go over a little bit about, how we led up to that day and then focus on what happened that day and kind of talk about some pictures I've seen, some evidence that was left at the scene by law enforcement. I'll tell you right now, I'm making some people in Tennessee mad.
Yeah.
With another case I'm working on, Joshua Bohannon, who is missing and has been for almost 3 months. Law enforcement instructed his family to take their Facebook page down, and they think that I am actually the person in charge of running that page. My post announcing part 2 that's going to take place tomorrow for Aaron was actually reported to Facebook. So someone's watching and someone isn't wanting things to be talked about.
Yeah. I just had one of my videos put, or YouTube took it down. It was the one that I just did today with pictures of Summer with bruises and talking about, you know, recognizing abuse and neglect, and they took it down.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, there's things going on that they don't want people talking about, and that's the cases I go after. Are the ones that don't want to keep hidden. And I've been following Summer's case, and I followed the cash earning case. I just can't dig in too deep because it just, as a mom, it's just too hard on me. So I have a tendency to go after, have a lot of corruption and injustice behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just my passion, where my heart is. And that stems from what we went through when my brother-in-law was killed last year. I did most of that investigation and worked with the district attorney on my own. So there's just, I mean, I know that there's a lot of controversy and drama going on with Summer, but that all has to stop because she is the main focus.
Absolutely.
And the things I'm working on, Josh and Caitlin Ledbetter, who is also missing. We don't know where she is.
Those two boys? You remember them? I told you about them.
No, I kind of came in after the West Boys.
No, not the West Boys. I'm talking about the two
other
boys,
two little boys that you were telling me about. No, I can't find anything on them. It's crazy.
Exactly.
So, I mean, and it's not just Tennessee. I don't give Tennessee a bad rap by any means. It's a beautiful state, and unfortunately, I might not ever be able to visit there. But
yeah,
I mean, something has to be done. We have to take our world back from the evil that's out there. I know we'll never be able to put a complete stop to it, but we need to get some closure for these families, if nothing else.
Yes, and I actually am going to be pointing somebody in your direction.
Okay.
This case is 16 years old.
Wow.
And it sounds very much like Rabbit's case.
Yeah, and after talking to his mom, there's a cases out there that are like that. And a lot of them tie back into the same people in one way or another. And Chase, you might know the people that I'm talking about.
I have an uncle that lives. You're talking about the Hillman case, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I have an uncle that lives in Cookville, so I know exactly what you're talking about. When you said to Google it, I didn't even have to Google it. I knew right then what you were saying. Yes.
You know, the old man that was in the house that this happened at, he passed away recently. So that means things are going to get a lot worse out there. The main thing we're wanting to accomplish, and what I have made a vow to make it happen, is we need to get his death certificate changed from suicide. I would even take undetermined, but he has children and they don't need to grow up, having people tell them, oh, well, your dad killed himself, because that's not the case. I mean, there's it didn't happen like bad. That. Yeah. So, I mean, they have to live without their daddy now, and that in itself is heartbreaking. And I saw a message not too long ago where his daughter had actually got in touch with his mom, and they were talking about a father-daughter dance, and she said, she's always wanted to go to a father-daughter dance ever since she was a little girl. She'll never get to. And that was devastating to me.
Yeah.
So tomorrow at 4:15 Central, I'll be on my other channel. It's Crime Scene Uncovered. You'll have to, when you do the filters, do it for the channel, because that's the only way it'll bring up the channel. It's so new that it just doesn't pop up in a general search.
Well, I'll put a link in the description of this whenever it's over.
Okay.
I'll also link 423 Chase.
All right. Well, I'm going to hop off here because my signal is really low, and I know that they're working on some power lines around here. So But thank you for letting me come on and say a little bit about it. And I would love to join you again and talk more about summer and give you like my opinions on it. I haven't
Thank
done
you
that
so much
much.
for coming.
Last time I did that on Friday, people have been having a field day with it. But
Oh God,
we're
I know.
combating that too. So all the bullies on the other team, you know, they're in for a big surprise.
Good. I love surprises.
All right, and Chase, I'll be in touch with you very soon, and then hopefully you can stop by tomorrow and check out my stream. All right, everyone,
I sure
have a
will.
good night.
Thank you for what you're doing.
Have a good night,
You too.
everyone. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. So Chase, there's
There's a
some.
question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There's a question. There's a question on here, I think, from Crystal Sims about the trafficking ring that was busted today.
Mhm.
I don't know if that was due to summer search, but I think right now let's give this little girl credit for everything that goes on around here. Because nobody else is. I mean, the news won't even cover this hardly, but they don't care to go out and try to find out who has the best hamburgers and hot dogs in town. So, you remember, I don't know how old you are, so I'm not gonna get my age.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on just a second. I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm having a hard time hearing you. I don't know if everybody else is. I can hear you, but it sounds like you're far away.
Okay, kid, is that better?
No.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe that's that storm. Maybe I don't know. We're starting to get a little of it, but
It sounded like your finger might be over your mouthpiece or something. I don't know.
okay. What about now?
No. If everybody can hear him, just push 1. And if y'all can hear him, I'm good.
I think it's the storm coming in, maybe.
Okay. So I'm sorry I interrupted you. Hopefully you didn't lose your train of thought.
No, that's okay. Can you hear me now? I think it's
I can hear you, and everybody in chat can hear you. So it does sound different than how when we first started, but I can still
Hi,
hear you. It's fine.
Miriam.
Okay.
Great to see
Well, like I said,
you.
it's starting to storm here, but go ahead if you have any other questions. I'll be happy to answer them.
Hi, Holly. Yeah,
Okay,
same
I'm just
here.
scrolling through chat right now to see. I have a question while I'm looking for other questions. Do we know what time Dawn got to work?
They usually start. Now, here's the thing. They cannot start before 7:30 a.m. and they have to be gone by 5:30 p.m.
Do you hear that?
Because the residents that live there right now.
So they have to leave before 5:30.
I've heard 2 or 3 different stories on what time I know he was seen at 8:30. I do know that. I do know he was seen at 8:30, and I know when he was last seen also.
Okay.
It's interesting, isn't it?
And that would be 5:30, right?
Yes.
Okay. And you do know that he left work at some point that day. Would you be able to say if that was normal? Like if he like goes to get lunch every day, or?
Well, they, lunch for them is between 11 and 1. So this was,
And that's the same for my hubby, even here in Australia.
3 o'clock is. So, but they, depending on what they do, they usually take lunch anywhere from 11 to 12 and then get back at 1.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah, because I see that people are defending this time period where he left for about 35 minutes. Like, oh, maybe he just went to go get a sub.
As far as the septic tanks go, you do have to have a permit for that. They do have to come out and check the land. So yes, they do.
Okay.
Yes, Holly, if you rewind back further.
So what's the feeling on the work site? Because, I know
He
you
wasn't
don't
there all
work
day.
there, but I know people or, some chain of connections
Absolutely.
like that.
I've already posted
What is
some
it?
links.
Is it awkward?
And I'll
or
put in
people,
the description
still
as well, guys.
putting up with him or what?
No, he's what I know is
I'll have it in
there's
the
been a lot of questioning.
description, wishful
I mean,
thinking.
these people's probably been questioned as much as he and Candace have been questioned. So it's pretty much hush hush, and I think everybody pretty much avoids going around him. Honestly, I mean, I know that's what they do. The ones that I know, anyway.
So I did see a comment asking why people like Dawn with a criminal
It's true crime
background get
commentary,
hired
Miriam.
for that sort of job, and then Dawn also said that he's hired some
Chasing
people that all turn out
Justice
to be
was on,
drug
and
people. So it's like, what is the
Chase-
screening process to get this job? I mean, you're working in a residential area where people's kids are outside playing.
423 Chase.
Who knows what else?
So go over and
why are
subscribe
these
to them
people
all.
allowed to
Give them a like.
work there?
I really
And I'll have
can't
it in
answer
the
that. I don't
description.
know because I know I wouldn't hire them at my business, but here's the thing. Right now with this COVID going on, there's been a lot of people laid off that are actually making more money staying at home than they are working around this area anyway. So I know you can't go anywhere in this area that somebody is not hiring. It's not hard to get a job here right now. I mean, everyone is hiring. So, maybe they took a few bad apples in something. I don't know.
Maybe. So let's see. LJ said, "Can you get the records for 110 Ben Hill?"
No problem.
There
I just didn't want to upset
tanks.
anyone. I hope no one's angry with me,
Is
but
that
I
what
thought
those
it was
blue things
important.
are? Tanks?
Those blue things are covers to any kind of well system, a water system, a waste system. They're covers because a lot of those things require pumps in this area. I mean, a lot of people have to have wells, but it's the wells. It's not like what you see on TV. The cartoons and all, where you lower a bucket down in this big old hole. I mean, the wells around here are probably 5 inches in diameter, and
That's amazing,
they drill
isn't
them
it?
and put a pump down there, and then it pumps the water up. So, that's a big misconception too. You can't really dump anything in a well. I mean,
didn't know
it's
that.
impossible.
Yeah, my grandma has a well. She lives in Louisiana, and there's a cover on it, and then a metal hand pump. But it's not just like a big open void that goes way down into the earth. That's not
what I thought it was.
Looks like in real life, I don't think, from the one I've seen.
Yes.
But let's see. Yeah, somebody said that I want to find it. Let's see. I'm a general contractor. This happens all the time. They hire felons and pay them in cash.
There you go. He said it. I didn't have to. So there you go.
Under the table kind of thing.
That's the truth. And right now, he can probably attest to what I'm about to say. if he's a
He
general
is
contractor,
wishful thinking.
I'm
He's
sure he's called
amazing.
people and asked for help, and they said, if I'm going to help, you're going to have to pay me under the table because I'm drawing more money right now sitting at home. So
Sounds like the best guy ever.
Oh God, my dogs are gonna start barking. You better not.
Welcome to the club. Mine do it all the time.
No, Ash. Oh. Let me see. Oh,
I know, I
Chicken
thought
Life
that
Pass
too, Miss
said, I
Justice.
think they 100% will uncover rings in this case as this case goes on. Let me mute. They're barking at Sunder.
yeah, it's going. We're going to start getting some of it too.
Where is the mute button?
Poor girl. I know how she feels.
Everybody keeps asking about the rings going on in Tennessee. There's three major interstates that run through Tennessee. That's 40, 81, and 65. And either one of those interstates will get you out of Tennessee, but you have to use those to get to where you're going. I mean, those are three major interstates here. And a lot
No, they're not my
of
dogs.
times people use,
They're her dogs.
people use them for bad things, I
This
guess.
time.
But that reminds me of one thing. When people are looking at the maps on, that pull up where the maps are, for Rogersville and everything, there's a misconception about one. It's an 81. 81 is a highway and a interstate. So be careful when you're looking at that. One, Highway 81 is what we're talking about, not Interstate 81 when you're talking about paths back and forth to the Wells property.
That's interesting too, isn't it?
That must be why there's so many missing kids in Tennessee.
That's probably one reason.
That's not good. All right, let's see.
Oh, really? Wishful thinking. This is not a time to be joking, but I've always said, if I happen to murder somebody, do you know where I would bury the body? And my husband's like, do I really want to know? And my perfect place, if I was going to bury a body, would be in a cemetery, in a freshly dug grave. And I'm not trying to be funny, but in the Wells case, all these W's, there was a cemetery, I'm not even kidding you, half a block from where the grandparents lived, and you could see there were freshly dug graves there. And when you'd have the YouTubers going around filming everything, I just was always thinking, I wonder if, Anyway, I got sidetracked, so we'll keep going.
There's another question. I have to find it because it was a good one and it was for you.
Okay.
Somebody was talking about
Yeah, he's really on it, isn't he? Like, he's
asking
amazing.
your opinion. Okay. Is it true that the locals are ready to take matters into their own hands?
Yeah, there's a lot of them. Yeah, they are. And that's what nobody wants. I mean, it's like I said a little while ago. Humans, we're the most impatient as creature made. So we just have to we have to keep doing what we're doing. We have to keep searching. We got to find this little girl, and we got to let the cops do their job. And they are. They know what they're
Yeah,
doing.
he did.
But like I said, people get impatient, and the more
Love
he
AV.
talks, the worse it gets. Because I'm not the only one in this area that listens to you, watches YouTube. There's more people around here does than you know, and he's not helping himself.
I wonder what that means, though, guys. I wonder what he means about the locals taking it into their own hands. That's a little bit scary. Are they going to go up there and do like a vigilante takedown? I'm just curious about what that would look like. Hi, Kristen. Welcome. I haven't seen you in our chat before. Do you guys know if they are checking the nearby silica mines, old marble quarries? I'm not sure, Kristen. But by the sound of it, and I was so excited when I come across this video last night, because yes, it's good to know that there is still boots on the ground, like physically out there looking in the bush. The way I sort of thought about it was, there's no more people physically out there looking, and all that side of it was finished with, unless EquiSearch come back or something like that. So I was really excited to hear this fella talking about their group that's still out there and still physically walking around in the terrain looking. And like, what a little legend is he. He's towards the end here, he gets really emotional, and it's really, really heartwarming that he is so dedicated. And I feel like, I'm way over here in Australia, and I just wish I could be closer to, like, I would be out there in the bush if I lived over there. 100% I would. But over here, I can't get out of the country right now. But I just feel useless. And that's why I started the channel, because I really felt like it's the only thing I can do over here. I know it sounds crazy, but yeah. And this guy's just so genuine and so caring. Like, if I hope.
Sorry, every time you stop talking, you're at mute because
he really.
But you're right. He's not helping himself. He's going out there and he's making it apparent that the only thing that's important to him is how the public perceives him.
Exactly.
And that just makes him look worse and worse and worse. And like I was telling you earlier, Dawn is finding out very publicly that he is not as smart as he thinks he is.
Wishful thinking.
And it's him. It's a blow up his ego, and it's not a fun feeling. And he's out there doing damage control constantly, trying to save his image. And it's not working.
No, and I'll see him at least once a week. I mean, I don't speak to him. I don't say hi, I don't throw my hand up, but there's a store in there close by that a lot of people stop at, and he goes in and out of there, getting gas, whatever, and you see him. I mean, people.
Hi, Pippi.
He just needs to go to the news. He needs to do something besides what he's doing, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, just like you said earlier, if it was one of our kids, there is no way you would be able to stop me. Try and stop me. It wouldn't work.
No. I would be, no, I wouldn't take her for.
Why?
I mean,
Why would you need?
I would be wondering.
Sorry, I have to stop it there. I was told by local Hawkins County policemen that I would need to get permission from Sheriff Ronnie Lawson to post flyers in Baileyton. We are 12 miles from Ben Hill Road, exit 3611 to 81. Why would you need to have his permission to post flyers? That is bizarre. He's... What? I don't get that. Guys, is that normal? Because that's not okay. People post flyers about yard sales, for crying out loud. No. Wow. That is terrifying. Like maybe if it is like retribution in some way by the locals, maybe it's like a forceful type, we'll get the truth out of you type situation. Because let's face it, where they're living, he is an open target. Although he's sitting on top of the hill, he can see him coming, but I wouldn't like to be in his shoes right now. Because the longer this goes on, the angrier and more passionate people are becoming. Locals distributed 500 flyers this past weekend. They were not turned away, as Don Wells said. Yes, that's exactly right, Pippi. That's what our video man is telling us, and his name is 423 Chase. He's a local to the area, and please go over, and I'm going to put the links in the description because initially I wasn't going to play it because I didn't have permission, but I'm going to message her and 423 Chase and let them know that we decided to go with it because we felt it was important for more awareness to get out there. So if people want to be angry with me, I get why they're angry, but I also feel like it's more important to get it out. Hi, Eloise. Thanks for popping in. Where can I get flyers to distribute? I have heard that there's a business in Kingsport that are doing free flyers. I will find that out as well and put that in the comments so you guys can. I just find that's blew my mind that you have to have permission from Ronnie Lawson to put up flyers. I just can't understand that whatsoever. That's floored me.
And it's like this, hey, if Don and Candace gave me permission, I would be over there with bells on. We would.
We all would be, wouldn't we, guys?
Like I said, we will go anywhere that anybody will let us. I mean, I'll even do this, Don. If you hear this, go to my channel. You'll see my email address there. Email me. I will take you with me. I will take you with me, and we will search for your daughter.
Hi, Shannon.
We will look anywhere you want to go. I will take you with us. This is. I told somebody this the other day. You can let things get to you emotionally and physically, and it starts to overwhelm you.
It does.
Sometimes you got to step back and take time for yourself. Heal yourself, because things like this can get to you, and it just takes you over. And
I said happy birthday to her, Eloise.
This little girl is the heart of everybody now. I mean, she is so precious, and we need to find this little girl.
We do. He's amazing.
I don't know if I stopped hearing you or you stopped talking.
I stopped talking. I get a tear in my eye when
Hi, Sue.
I can't hear you anymore.
Can you hear me now?
I feel so bad for her with her sound right now. Because I would seriously be having an anxiety attack. Welcome aboard, Sue. Thanks for popping in.
All right, if you can hear me, then I'll just ask you the next question.
Okay.
But I can't hear you, sadly. Let me see. These dogs are the worst.
I'll be glad to help.
Does anybody in chat have any questions that he can read and address while I try to figure out why in the world I can't hear him?
It's horrible when you have tech issues. You get so stressed.
Write any questions down and try to answer them for you.
I'll find out for you, Connie.
Somebody in chat just said Duty Ron and Dave Rader's going to be going to
Yeah.
Tennessee.
Has anyone else heard that?
I'll get in touch with them. I'll be glad to get in touch with them.
Imre said that. I heard Duty Ron and Dave Rader from Equisearch are going to Tennessee next week.
I hadn't heard that before then.
Okay.
I find that a little bit ironic, though, don't you? That Judy Ron's going to go to Tennessee after bagging out Chris McDonough for a month about being in Tennessee and not being an active detective anymore. I find it a little bit amusing that now Judy Ron's going out there. Don't you all think that's just a little bit like, okay, you do that then? Actually, I talked to Nancy on air one time. Can't remember which case it was. I think it was Scott Peterson. Oh, cool. I listened to Nancy Grace's podcast like through my phone with my earbuds, not on YouTube. But yeah, she gets so excited, doesn't she? She's like, I start having palpitations because the more revved up she gets, the quicker I breathe. And I'm like, just slow down, just calm. I just think she's such a character. But yeah, she's got a huge audience to bring awareness to all these cases as well.
Heard of any sponsoring thing.
Yeah, I agree, Shannon.
TBI doesn't need to blame social media. They need to blame the people that are doing the social media. I mean, social media is out here, period. It's not going anywhere. They need to stop everyone's doing and saying what they are doing on it, if that makes any sense at all.
Oh, bugger. AB's live, guys.
Chase, did you, well, not Chase, Chasing.
I
Did
know
you
a lot
wanna
of
come back
creators
up
get
since you're
cranky.
still here? And
They don't like to, don't talk about another creator in my chat and stuff like that. Honestly, it doesn't bother me because I'm just like you guys. And I channel hop and I like to watch everything and not miss out on anything. So I'm not one of these people who's going to lose my shit if you mention somebody in the comments and carry on like I'm the president of the world. I'm pretty laid back. I'm not, I don't get angry very easily. So, yeah, just enjoy being in here and chatting with each other. And if somebody's live and don't feel like you can't say anything, I've noticed a couple of creators have lost their minds because someone's like, oh, such and such is live now, more or less. Okay, cool. I've been on for 2 and a bit hours, so if everyone wants, I'm not here to get the most views and the most people in the live, if that, and I'm truly not. Honestly, guys, I just want to keep everything out here and just share with you all. I enjoy talking to you all, and I love the fact that you're coming in, but I'm not in here just to boost my own image or anything like that. I just want to keep it friendly and we all share doing the same thing, and we want awareness for summer. So knock yourself out if you want to talk about someone else being live. I'm not going to jump on you for that at all. I will jump on impersonators trying to pretend they're Don Wells like we had the other day and all that sort of crap. But yeah, it's just, but we have mods now. How funny was that, guys? It was like a memorable little moment because I hadn't had a troll before and I didn't have mods or anything. And then all of a sudden I had trolls and I'm like, holy shit, what do I do now? And Doug from No Thanks was trying to tell me, and Miss Justice is trying to tell me how to make a mod. And then I tried to make someone a mod. No, I tried to delete a troll and I deleted one of our regulars, and then I didn't know how to get it back. It was just, honest to God, a nightmare. AB is talking about, yeah, what's the go with that? Yeah, we had I've got screenshots. I'll put them up tomorrow of the Don Wells guy. And yeah, it was disgusting, the things he was saying. It's not, but we all think it was skeezy because it was the day where all impersonators were going around. What's the go with the 50K ransom thing? I haven't heard about that yet. I got lost in bigger chats. Yes, some of them go that quick. My brain hurts. And even though I try to slow it with my finger, it's like, or you'll ask a question and you know while you're typing, no one's ever going to see it or reply to it or anything. So you're just like, oh, God, you know. So I seem to like chat rooms where at least it's a little bit more personal. And if you put something in the chat, like, guys, we've got 44 people in here, we're going to see what each other are talking about. And I think it's intimate and nice. But yeah, it's, thanks, Josie. Yeah, and it's not saying, like, I feel like a hypocrite in that as well, because in one breath I'm like, I like it small and intimate, and I do. It's beautiful. But then on the other hand, I'm screaming for 1,000 subscribers so I can go mobile and sit outside and smoke. So that's a little bit hypocritical too. But guys, you will learn. The one thing I am is honest and real. And if I'm wrong, I'll own it. And if I'm being hypocritical, I'll own that as well. Because one thing I am is I have a really, really good memory, as in I remember what I say. And it's like this little alarm goes off in my head if I'm contradicting myself, which is a good feature, I guess. But yeah, I know I love to see channels grow. Yeah, I'm not saying I don't want it to grow. Obviously, I want it to grow so I can go outside and have a smoke and sit in the sun like I am be chasing truth. Have you seen how she can get around? She goes and has lunch at a breakfast bar. Then she goes outside with a coffee and a smoke. And I'm like, girl, I cannot wait to be able to do that. Because you guys, I'll be taking yous everywhere. Just so you know, you'll be coming to the shop with me and all. So, and if you haven't seen, I know I'm way off track here, and this is what happens. This is why I try not to stop the videos all the time. I was telling you guys about here in Australia at the moment, our canola fields are in bloom. And I did go out the road and take photos, and I put them on Instagram in the Down Under Crime Talks page. If you want to go and have a look, they're so beautiful. I just love looking at them. Oh, really? We got 43 thumbs up. That's awesome. See, that makes me really, really happy. And I like that we all, if we're having a shit day, we can say we're having a shit day, and we're here to lift each other up and just know that someone else, has a bit of compassion for you. Because, guys, I get in a bit of a rut at times, and I'm way off track again, I know, but we're in lockdown, and as I've told everyone on other lives, where my husband and I are raising our 2 granddaughters, and with this homeschooling stuff, and we're together, the girls and I are together 24 hours a day, and it's a lot as a grandmother to have to homeschool. And this is a lovely outlet for me, because I'm not seeing any other adults except for my husband. And sometimes mentally, you really do need it. And even though we're not sitting across from each other at a table physically, I feel like you guys are here with me. So just know that mentally you are all helping me. Oh God, I'm going to cry in a minute. Just get through life, So, yeah, we'll get back to the video now. Stop talking. But thank you all so much. You don't know how much it does help me.
Maybe do some questions, since I can't even hear.
Really? 50 grand to the drug cartel?
If I can find out who owns that vacant house across from them and get permission, I'll gladly search it. Like I said, we'll go anywhere.
$50 grand to a drug
Not
cartel?
sure about the old mail place. I've not heard that one. There's a lot of places we searched around the area of Van Hill Road. I can't really say a whole lot there.
I know a good question.
Okay.
Remember you said that there was a rumor going around that you're part of Predator Hunter Nation. Do you want to address that?
Wow, Shannon.
Mama always told me that there'd be days like this, so I was, because of the way I sound, I guess, I've been told that I'm part of them, and this, that, and the other. I don't even know who those guys are. I know as much about them as everyone else does, and that's not a lot.
Yeah, so just clearing that up right there. So we did, well, me and someone else, we did email Chris McDonough just because in his live last night, it did sound like he wasn't aware of the time that Dawn was gone. And I don't know how much TBI and the law enforcement shares with him. But we did email him and trying to get it to where he can talk to some of the people that would know factual.
Oh, thank you, Ashley.
Okay, now I lost you. I can't hear you.
Yeah, they have really, she has so much trouble with this sound, the poor girl.
Police at 6:23. When he called police at 6:23, he then went home. And maybe he was en route home, but the point is 53 minutes later after you get the 5:30 call, you were still in Jonesboro.
I will,
So,
Ashley. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it doesn't take 53 minutes.
I guess the search starts at 7:03. I'm not sure what time he actually pulls up to his own house. So that's my timeline. I'm going to just pass it over to you and let you have a chance to say what you think have happened, your theory, and then my dogs are really getting on my nerves, and so then we're gonna end it after that. So go ahead, I'm gonna pass the mic and you can let everybody know what your theory is with the times that are true to you and in your perception of things.
That's what it's all about,
Okay,
Shannon.
like I said, all we can do is go off what they say and what we actually know, and we really don't know that much because it keeps changing. I mean, he said one time he got up about 6 o'clock, but then he said he got up at 3 o'clock to help a 4-wheeler or something that was down the road there. So, right there, you don't know what times are correct there, but we, like you said, we do know he was seen there at 8:30, and from there, it's just all we can do is go off what they say. She's saying she left Summer alone for 2 minutes, and
Bullshit.
then she was just gone. I just don't see how that happened. I mean, is it impossible? No, it's not impossible. But I just don't see how a child disappears from your house, that fast. It doesn't make sense to me. As far as the 50 some minutes to get from Jonesboro back, you can, that trip, it's no more. I mean, some people's made it in 25 minutes. Others have made it in 35
It is
minutes.
bullshit, Shannon.
I mean,
has to be.
It's not going to take you an hour to get from Jonesboro to that Ben Hill address. There's no way. I mean, I've driven it. A lot of people's driven it. There's no way it takes that long. So, and even if you're
if you're still in Jonesboro from where it would show you in Sullivan County or whatever, as far as the phone line go, that's a 10-minute drive.
Miss Justice, I was thinking about that today. I don't know if we would have to do it over Streamline, I think, because to call Australia would cost a fortune, I would imagine. But I'm going to go live tomorrow around about the same time, and I'll put up a premiere for it, and we might do our first StreamYard one where you guys can come up, and I will actually show my camera and stuff. How does that sound? You post a link of some kind. Yeah, StreamYard. We'll do StreamYard tomorrow because I have to get off here shortly. But I just want to talk about this other little theory I had. You're back, Eloise. Yay. Good to see you back. What if, this is the other little theory that I was thinking about last night. So we all know that Grandis and Candace dropped Hunt H off at home, but obviously I don't believe a word of timing that any of them talk about, because I don't think any of them can get it right. So whatever time they dropped H off, we have all been told from day dot that Grandis and Candace drove straight home. Haven't we? That's what they've led everyone to believe. But what if they didn't go straight home? Nobody knows. What if they went somewhere else? Maybe they went out to the meadows where Donald's working. Like, who knows where they went? Did they go looking for rocks after they dropped H off? It's just another theory, but yeah, I don't know why I keep thinking about that as well. And then maybe they've met Donald somewhere in between wherever they were and his work. I know, guys, it's just another. Yeah, I don't believe any of the timeline is my biggest grievance right now, because honestly, nobody can, other than where Chris McDonough has been and verified that they were there, and the times, the rest of it is a pile of crock to me, because it's, you just don't know what time they were anywhere. So, okay, there's a time, place, not even a time, but a placement of where they were when. Like, we know 100% that Grandma was at the hospital, because Chris confirmed that as well. But other than the hippie house and all the rest of it, the important parts of the timeline, we don't know. We know all the trivial stuff about going to a hippie house and the smoke shop, and like even the groceries. 1 minute it's cheese and milk, and the next minute there's boxes of groceries to bring inside. So you can't form a proper timeline when everything is mumbo jumbo. And hopefully the TBI understand exactly what's going on, because it's ridiculous. I just can't. And I get it that she doesn't work and she doesn't take much notice of how long things take or what time things happen. But you sort of do. Like, she's constantly on a phone from the way it looked with all the TikToks and everything else. You know, when you're on your phone, you happen to see what time it is, don't you? Like, even though you might not be looking for the time on your phone, you still notice it. So they're only letting us know what they want us to know, and the rest is just garbage. Yes, if we were normal people, we would plant flowers, only have cacti. Let's plant them. Yeah, but I showed photos earlier, wishful thinking, and cacti are pretty hardy, aren't they? And the photos, if you go back to the beginning of the video and have a look at the pots that Grandis and Candy and Summer apparently replanted, they're not very hardy cacti because they were dead when Chris McDonough was there, if you have a really good close-up look. And the rest of it in that pot looks like weeds. You know, the rocks that are put in that pot look fresh, like clean white pebbles, like they've been put there recently, but the rest of it doesn't look like freshly planted plants to me. So that's just another little observation. Obviously, yeah, I know, Eloise, but we just don't know. Unless a neighbour seen Brandis and Candy coming home mid-afternoon around that 3 p.m. mark, like that, nobody has come out and said, oh yeah, they were definitely, we seen them going up the road that day or about that time going home. So we don't know. No, I showed photos earlier in this video, Shannon. So if you go back to the beginning of the video, you'll see the pots that they planted. And if they were cacti, they're dead when Chris McDonough was there. It's just, I didn't think cacti would, or succulents would die in 4 weeks' time. Winters here are cold and sometimes it gets very cold and it snows and it ices over. Oh my God. That's what we don't want. We don't want snow, guys. As soon as he walked up, they were barking. Yes, that's true too. Because the dogs come out at Chris, even when they pulled up on Ben Hill Road, he said the dogs were already there barking at him. Can't get past the abduction theory. Yeah, I can't get rid of Shannon. I can't get past the abduction theory either, either because of that. The dogs, and let's be real, if there was someone up there kidnapping kids, they had all day to nick 3 boys, and they didn't do that. And they just sat there and waited till Summer come home. Come on now. It's crazy. Too many inconsistencies. H's mum was coaching Hunter in Don's interview. She's telling him where he was. Yeah. There's one bit in H's interview where Ali, I reckon she was not happy with him. Then they're drugging her, dropping her off to pay off 50 grand. Yeah, I'll have to watch AB's because I don't know anything at the minute, guys, about the 50 grand. I'm no help where that is. But I noticed Doug did a little thing on He must have done it while I was live as well on the 50K thing, so I'll have to catch up with that as well. If S was changed into dry clothes, why sit her on a pillow? Oh, that pillow. Pippi, that pillow is a worry, because if you've watched Tiffany Marie's video, that pillow, when they're driving along, is behind Candace's car seat on the floor. It's not underneath. It wasn't underneath Summer. It's just, yeah. Yeah, but Skittles on the back seat are okay. I know, I'm hearing you. My God. Yeah, and then H, yeah. Yeah, you can't have a wet bottom sitting on the seat, but you can have Skittles and everything else lying around. Like, come on, we've seen the inside of this house. As if she'd be worried about a wet bum on a car seat. Come on now. I think get that info off J's for Justice. Or somewhere else. Been finding too many. Yeah, I know. H was wet, but Candy on seat wasn't melted or wet, not stuck to seat or truck. Exactly. I thought that too. And how come it was fine for H to sit on the seat wet? Because he wouldn't know how to change clothes. Like, she wasn't upset about that. Yeah, I've seen the pillow, Eloise. I'll see if I can find it tonight and we'll have a look at it tomorrow. I know. It's been a lot, hasn't it? The whole thing's just been a lot. But don't stop talking. That's one thing. I don't know where pillow came up. I forget if it was said or in a picture. It's in a picture, and it's in that little video where they're driving along and Summer's head is on the jugs of milk. And I'm pretty sure Tiffany Marie on her channel, she shared it and she slowed it right down where you can see the pillow and it's behind Candace's seat. So, yeah, it's out there. Okay, yes, I remember now you saying that. Yeah. Anyway, guys, I think I better get off here for a while. But I will be back tomorrow and I will schedule it so everyone knows what's going on. I know that Don's groupies made him a new account to talk. Oh, probably Ashley. That would make sense. The other crew would have him set up so that he's more, so he's off normal mainstream Facebook now. I've noticed on Cher's community tab, she's constantly sharing message screenshots with him now. And it's like, girl, we get it. You're his bestie. Get out of here. Seriously, who puts a child in sweatsuit in? Oh, I know, that's been my thing too, Denise. I know, it drives me insane. Why would you put her in that swimsuit in the morning and then put her in the tracksuit after she's been swimming? Oh, thank you. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys. It is fabulous coming in here and having a chat with you all. But now I better go and do some stuff with this little granddaughter who's getting awfully bored looking at me like, are you done yet, Nan? And maybe take the dogs for a walk. If you were here the other day, oh my God.
No, say they start. Jed got his hexy mouth in Jed's paw, and then he was starting to bleed.
He was starting to bleed. We've got two little dogs, and they were playing up really bad the other day when I was on a live, and because one was going for a walk and one wasn't, and that was all fine and well. They were separated and they were fine. But when they come back from their walk, they decided that they would finish what they started before the walk. And one ended up with a bloody paw. And he just was so devastated with the blood coming out of his paw. He didn't walk for like 3 hours and had the ears down and the little pity eyes like, look at me, I'm hurt. And yeah, so yesterday they were on timeout and they weren't allowed to go for a walk. They had to stay home and behave themselves. So one might get to go for a walk. You can't take them together because they fight the whole way. Like, it's just not a fun time for anybody. So anyway, guys, I better go do some stuff. But we'll be back tomorrow. And have a good night, you guys, because I know it's night time over there now. And I'll try and catch up with AB, and we'll have more to talk about tomorrow because I'm going to find some more stuff tonight. And let's find this baby. And thanks, mods. Thanks so much for helping me out. We haven't had any drama today, which has been fabulous. And thank you to all the new people who have subscribed. I really, really appreciate it. And we will talk tomorrow. And tomorrow I'll let you know about our, we're going to have a little giveaway for our 500 subscriber milestone. It's going to be memorable. Okay, guys? So I'll let you know tomorrow. But leave any comments after the video. And thanks so much. I mean it. And you're worth it. See yous.